Good morning, captains, or good evening, or good afternoon, whatever it is in your place in the world. It's me, TONIK TZW, here playing the Tier 5 tech tree ship, the Budyoni. This one's called Do the Maths, and if you're a bit of a nerd, wait till the end, because at about 12 and a half minutes where the results are, there's a lovely bit of maths, which shows the outcome of this game. Now, I know everybody likes to share big damage games and high XP games, and these aren't too bad. But it is the end result that surprised me, and I saved it because I was curious. And I've got time this morning while I do my vacuuming and laundry and things before I have to go and get Charlie from school this afternoon for Dad's weekend, to do the maths. So we'll talk through the game, and then we can see what the results were at the end. Now, it's a bit of a slow burner, this one, because it starts very, very gradually. You might have seen that I am in division with Jonesey and Pikey, and Pikey's in the carrier, Jonesy's in the Dido, and I'm obviously in the Budyoni. And for those of you that might be new to the game and new to the channel, and haven't yet reached the high tiers, be aware, be very aware, because if you see a Budyoni in the game down at tier 5, I think it may be the only ship down at tier 5 that has radar. So be very, very aware. It catches a lot of people off guard, especially fledgling destroyer players who think they're safe in a cap, and then all of a sudden there's radar, and the next question they're asking themselves when they look at the port screen a few seconds later is, how on earth did that guy light me up on radar down at tier 5? This is the answer to that question. It's the Budyoni. I don't think we're actually going to get to use our radar in this game, but what we are going to do is spam a load of HE and light some fires on big ships, because that's always a lot of fun. Now, we're going to use these islands for cover. We're going to slow down. There is the Fubuki, and we're going to give him a bit of a tickle, I think. We're going to get all our guns on, not all our games on. But I don't play a lot of cruisers, and you know, it takes a little bit of skill to work out where auto aim is putting your aiming reticule as to where you actually need to aim. So a tip there for the new players again is to watch your fall of shot and adjust accordingly. We get rid of the destroyer. It's just over 7.5k damage there, and now we're going to get onto this McCoy, and he's broadside, so we go an AP, and we're going to sneak out. But it looks like our T61 may have shut the bed here, because he's just sailed straight in to the McCoy sonar, and that's brilliant. Oh, we get a double citadel and our second kill of the game. I want to say about 14k damage off that guy there. But we are hard spotted. I'm thinking, where am I spotted from? Because I don't want to be spotted, because I'm broadside to this Queen Mary. But look at this. Our battleship is sailing absolutely broadside to the Queen Mary and the Königsberg. Can't get across there. Looking for a target. Queen Mary's burning. We'll see if we can tick over another fire. We're going to switch back to Armor Pearson and see what we can do about this Königsberg. But see, our BB here sailing out into the middle of a capture point early game, flat broadside to everything. It's not the way you should be doing things. You're just going to get rained on, and you are just going to get absolutely slapped and deleted. So there we go, Congo. Hopefully you learned what not to do in that game. I was obviously spotted from those guys pushing through between Red's starter cap and pushing for our home base, which means that I'm going to remain detected until such time as we can get rid of this Königsberg and hopefully try and push round. But there's another salvo of AP, not quite enough to finish him. He's turning into us now. We're going to try and get one last salvo out there and then use this island to try and drop detection. But there we go. Derflinger picks up the kill there. There was a whisker of damage on him. Let's see if we can add another fire to that Derflinger. Oh dear, we've got the carrier there. We've still got the Queen Mary out, but we need to get in on a cap. Red team are 4 ships down with 4.5 minutes into the game, and people wonder why half the team is dead so quickly, and it's because of games like this where you've got players who understand what they're doing. They may be playing the lower tiers, grinding a tech tree line, so they might not have the best captains and inspirations at the time, but what they have got is knowledge and experience. Gorky out there as well. We're playing dangerously here because we're pushing down a flank. We're still hard spotted. I'm wanting to go dark, but I think that Gorky is going to keep us in spotting range when we fire our guns, but we're going to do what we can to put some pain onto him. Jonesy, Pikey and I are all communicating. I tell Jonesy that I've got line of sight on this guy. He's in spotting range, so he can smoke up and do what he can to that Gorky. And he has got his reload booster going and is absolutely raining on that guy. There's the Furious. I'm thinking, can I get my ship turned? Can I get my guns on? But watch this. He disappears. Damn. Didn't want that. Even though we're leading, or we were leading quite well, Red team are trying to pull this one back, but it looks like the Gorky is going to go out of the game there. Jonesy picks up a helping hand. That's 5 kill assists, and I'm going to eat some torpedoes because I was distracted by the Gorky and sailed straight into those. But I'm going to use the terrain to my advantage here. I'm going to push between these 2 rocks here and hopefully throw the carrier off from being able to get a good line and get a drop on me and get some shots across to this Derflinger. We need some fires. Red team have lost 5, we have lost 3. There's, what I want to say, only 100 points difference there on the teams, and if they turn that cap, they could maintain a points advantage here, so we need to push hard. I want to say it's a Renown off to my right hand side, off the side of the screen, who is chasing Red team's carrier. It's going to be surprising where he ends up on the team, certainly when we do the maths at the end. Sorry, I'm going to take a sip of my tea here and wet the old taste buds. But there's torpedoes on, there's a fire on, I get a kill assist, Jonesy gets the kill on that one, I think. And, yep, there we go, there's our battleship chasing after the carrier. And let me sip my tea. We're going to add to his pain as well, or we're going to try to. But I was on 3 kills, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, 3 ships remaining, if we can kill the carrier, we can potentially be on for a Kraken here. But I'm not hunting Krakens. What I'm after is I'm hunting a win, and there is an Aoba. And I know there is a California pushing through after Pikey. Aoba sailing flat broadside, so we're going to slow down because there's a good chance, given the range he's at, that he's put torpedoes in my direction, and we're going to keep on the AP here while he is broadside. We've already hit him for 1 citadel. There's a triple citadel. Jonesy's on him as well. Looking at where that California is to think, can he get a shot around the corner? But there is another citadel to give us a tally of 8 citadels for the game. And I'm thinking, okay, that's 3 kills, 3 assists, 2 ships left. Could we kill the Furious and then push for a Kraken? I don't know. Let's just play for the kill. But here we go, our battleship there is pushing in hard and fast. The Furious is running for his life. The California is behind us, and Pikey calls that he is still pretty much full health. As we get a 4th kill assist there. Jonesy's already got a helping hand, and that California nearly dev strikes me. Oh, that was a little bit too close for comfort. We went from, you know, not far off being full health to only having 4,500 hit points to play for. That Cali is absolutely pretty much full health, and Jonesy and I are basically the 2 ships closest to it. Points-wise, Yeah, we've got a decent lead now. We can afford to lose me. Callie's obviously running an AA build because he's going to just start chopping down Pikey's planes. And as I realise at the moment, I turn around to Jonesy. I said, "You're in your smoke, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, I'm going to have to try and pull out and spot and stay alive at the same time." But I want to say it's the Renown again. He's pushed through onto the cap, so he's turning the cap back. I do believe he's going to get a solo cap there. Jonesy picks up a Confederate. That's not too shabby. That is 20% damage to at least 6 ships on the enemy team. But I'm going to try and get on this California whilst staying masked behind this island. I pick up a high caliber. Jonesy already had a high caliber, and this is where the maths are going to come in to the end. So honestly, guys, it is, if you're a little bit nerdy like me, it is quite interesting as I pick up a Confederate too, as to how the maths of this game actually worked out. Because, as you know, a high caliber medal is at least 30% damage over the overall red team hit points. A Confederate medal is at least 20% damage to at least 6 enemy ships in the game. So Jonesy's got a high caliber and a Confederate and a helping hand. I've got a high caliber and a Confederate plus the first blood. I think Jonesy's on 1 kill. I'm on 3. So who's doing the work in this game, really? And as I said, it is going to be interesting maths at the end. Pikey has obviously taken a bit of a tickle, I think, from the California and is running as fast as he can. He's low on planes, I think, at this point in the game because the Cali's got a clear sky. And I'm thinking, oh no, when I turn this corner, this California is going to be able to see me. But the Cali is playing smart. And you'll see why he's playing smart in just a second, because he knows where Jonesy is and can see Jonesy. And he's going to put 2 turrets at Jonesy, and I think, okay, I'm safe. But where are his other 2 turrets pointing? You can see them swinging around in my direction. The California has got a fire on him. He's just picked up a high caliber. He's put 2 turrets at Jonesy. There's 2 turrets coming at me, and I'm thinking I'm out of the game, but I get saved by the bell. High caliber Confederate, first blood, and a helping hand on 104,000 damage. Then we jump to Jonesy's result. Just over 111,000 damage with a high caliber, a Confederate, and a helping hand. 1 kill, 7 assists. Pikey managed to get 71.5k with 2 assists. And then we'll jump across to the base XP screen. Because we did play hard that game, we picked up positions 1, 2, and 4. And there is our Renown with 3 kills. So the rest of the team managed 5 kills between them. But here is the maths. So there are our damage totals, which gives us 286,730 damage between the 3 of us. A high caliber I picked up at 93,381, which means that 1% is 3,112 damage. And when you work out the 286.7k divided by the 1%, it means that between the 3 of us, we did 92% of the overall damage to red team. So the rest of the team achieved 8% of the damage, which was just under 25,000. They got 5 kills between them, which is just under 5k damage per kill. And between the 6 ships, it's an average of just over 4k damage per ship on blue team. So let's just see that again. So the Renown had 3 kills, which means that he probably did less than 15k damage. A lot of his XP obviously came from the solo cap, and the rest of the team, I think we want to say thank you very much for turning up. But that game I saved because of curiosity, and it turned out to be very, very surprising as to how much we did as 3 ships through that entirety of the game. So I hope you have enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed the little bit of maths at the end. And let me know if you've done something similar with a game that you've played. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to crack on with my housework. So please do smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.